Hello, welcome, and this time we have a bunch of Game Boy related things here, namely the Game Boy Color. This one here, which is this purple, I would say, colored thing, and another one here, red colored. They both should function just fine, and I'm gonna show you what the Game Boy Color looks like. You see it has a color screen indeed, and it will display even old original Game Boy games in color by inventing like four colors, so to speak. Yeah, I'm gonna be playing Mario Land here, but it's just so that you can see. But you can also see it has no backlight, and depending on which angle you look at it, it doesn't look great at all. Here you can see me, there's a lot of glare, so you need a very good lighting condition. It's still a nice device, pretty well, not very power hungry. It will run for quite a long time on regular AA batteries, or here we have Eneloops, so rechargeables. It will last for hours on end. But that is no good if you can't see what you're playing actually, which is why we've got this bunch here. So this one I will leave as it is. It will be unmodified. It has pretty nice unscratched, non-scratched screen basically. Perhaps I will replace the buttons eventually, or rather the silicone pads, which are these here. But for now it will stay as it has been since, well, probably more than 20 years. This one here, it says copyright 1998. Not sure when it was produced, we would have to open it. But this one here is basically for us to mod. And you can already see here, this is the core CPU. I think it also contains the graphics processor. This is all being consolidated into one little chip. I would guess that this is probably the RAM from the looks of it. And a few complementary chips here and there, like these two, and I don't know what this is. On the back side there should be a voltage regulator, just like on the Game Boy Pocket that we modded earlier. It is a bit dirty, we might give it a scrub. There's a little bit of corrosion on the battery terminals. I think this might get a replacement at some point, but since it works right now, we will leave it as is. But we will take it out. We will put it in a new shell, which is already prepared for the IPS screen, I think. Otherwise it might be that we need to cut some things here, but we'll figure that out. This is the IPS screen. There's a flex cable in there, and there's some adhesive, and I think there should perhaps even be a mounting bracket or something. Not 100% sure. That's that. Then we have buttons. This thing, I don't know what it is. These are the silicone pads, fresh new ones, and this should be the power switch. No, this is for the IR here. That's not for the power switch. So that's for the IR, infrared connector, and that's that. That's actually the power switch. I probably will skip on the cheap screws here and reuse the original Nintendo screws, because they're usually much better, even though they're tri-wing. But that doesn't matter, we have the appropriate bit. So I'm gonna take this thing here out. I'm gonna unpack the IPS screen, and then we can hook it up for testing purposes before soldering anything. It should already work just by hooking it up. If it doesn't, we'll have a problem, but we'll see. So there we are. I've got a battery pack. This is minus, this is plus, so I'm gonna try to hook it up. It will be a bit precarious, but so is life. This is minus, as I said, and goes to the positive terminal. And then we're gonna try and turn it on. Oh, well, would be nice if I were reading this correctly. I hope I didn't fry the whole machine and that there's a diode or something. There we go. It does work, sort of. Well, it is there, but it's less bright than I was hoping for. Well, it's getting brighter somehow and looking quite okay, I think. Maybe that's one of the settings, I don't know. But it does seem to work somehow. So yeah, let's try this. We might need to get some different batteries. Okay, let's continue. The next thing will be to put in the double-sided adhesive tape. We need to break off these little standoffs here because they are not used for this display. I think they are for the original display, but the IPS display is a bit larger, probably using a standard display that was not made for Game Boy or something. So I'm gonna cut these things off here. These are little standoffs which come off quite easily. You can probably also just break them away, but I'm gonna be a slightly bit more careful. Also, I'm gonna take good care that I don't get any IPA, which I have here for cleaning purposes, onto the LCD screen. I had that problem with the Game Gear, where it would seep into the display and produce cloudy effects, which were absolutely not great. So I'm gonna be super careful with that. Then we'll have to see how we get this off here. This almost. A little bit more to the left. Oh yes, there's a bit finicky, I must say. Then we can push this through. And this is, I think, not needed anymore. Perhaps, I think they said something about, but I think they, you need to pad this so that it doesn't short out. But I think you should use a sticker from the front. But you could, I think, even use that for padding. Let's see. I'm not gonna throw it away just yet. And the screen should go in here now as well. Something like this. I'm not gonna take the foil off yet. Okay, it's in, and I've put the protective foil over here so that these components can't short out with the main board, which was one of the issues that they mention in the instructions, actually. Because why not? Otherwise we will get probably a lot of dust between the screen and the lens. I don't want that to happen. Good, good. But it's in. Okay, now we can start putting everything together. We need the silicone thingies, the main board, and we have to solder 2 wires, I think. Okay, for putting in the main board, the instructions say we should cut off these pins here or shorten them, which are the pins for the cartridge connector, and they poke out a little bit indeed. Let's see if the side cutters are appropriate for that. Yeah, I think so. So I'm gonna really quickly go over all of this and make this as flush as possible to not damage the screen in any way, because that would be very sad, obviously. Alright, when I'm done with this, I really need to do a good cleaning of my mat here, but I think that's okay. Just swiping this away a bit so it doesn't scratch our nice shiny new thing. But it's also good that I have the screen protector on. Let's try and put in all the things that we need, like this here. This is the red button, another red button, and we need to put in the silicone rubber thingies. They go in only in one direction, like this. Same for this, I think. Seems good. And the on-off switch, which will be a tad bit difficult, I think. And I think we will have to solder something now. And we need the infrared plate, face plate, whatever you call it. Let's take some Q-tips because of the buttons. Okay, for soldering, there are 2 pads marked Start and Select on that flat cable over there, or flex PCB. And there is a wire called U10BE, and to the northwest there's a constellation of 4 holes, and the left ones are the ones we need to attach to. The top one is Start and the bottom one is Select. So Start and Select. Let's hook up some wires. Yeah, we should be good to go. Okay, this was pretty hard. For some reason it didn't want to take on the solder. I don't know why, but now it looks good. There's a bit of flux residue, which we'll remove very quickly with a Q-tip and some alcohol. And I'm also going to put some Kapton tape on there to protect this from being ripped off too easily. The wires are long enough that it should have enough reach. So let's try if this works. Take care of the polarity and let's see if anything will come out of this. If I can. Yeah, this looks actually pretty nice. This here is, I think, a scratch in the protective foil. It looks pretty neat. Let's put in a game. This is a bit stiff, but yeah, maybe it will get more loose over time. It actually looks already pretty well centered. I think it's a little bit off to the right, a little bit slanted, but yeah, it's minimal, I would say. Stupid game. Let's try it. Oh, okay, it says pause. It's actually not very easy playing through the camera. Okay, yeah, I think I like it. You can select different screen modes, etc. With or without scan lines. I think this is with vertical scan lines. Depends on if you like this kind of visuals. But I think you can turn that off by touching somewhere here. Oh, this is screen brightness. And now we have like little squares. Also nice. This is toggling through the stuff, and this is without any scan lines, so it looks super sharp. So yeah, it's all up to your taste. Let's try an actual Game Boy Color game and see if that looks nice. All right. The Game Boy is back together. I put in Zelda DX. And I think this looks pretty nice. I didn't mount the IPS panel perfectly, so take care of that. I will come back to this and fix it at a later date, because there's actually a capacitor mod that one is supposed to do here to avoid interference. And maybe, is there anything else that I want to mod? I think this is fine. The cross here feels a bit mushy, but I think that might have been the case on the original one as well. But the graphics are crisp and clear, and you can see this from almost any kind of angle. It's definitely somewhat better. A lot better compared to the original screen. Let me turn down the music here a bit. It's probably more power hungry. I'm gonna turn this on. You can definitely see the immense difference in screen quality. One thing to note, this original display you can still play while out in the sun. Can we see that? If you have like glaring sun, you will be able to play this, while the IPS display will probably not be that great in the sun. But for all other purposes, this is so much better, I would say. Yeah, and I think I'm gonna play a little bit of Zelda and enjoy this. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Share, like, and subscribe. And the sharing on social media is always helping because it brings in new people. Liking is also great. Leave a comment if you modded some Game Boy of yours. Do you still have a Game Boy or not? I don't know. What was your favorite Game Boy? I think the color variant is actually pretty neat from its form factor, etc. And yeah, you can also support me on Patreon, Ko-Fi, PayPal, whatever. All the links are down in the video description. If you don't, no biggie. This is to help me continue this hobby, buy stuff like this and show you off how to do the mods and other things. Yeah, but that's it for today. Thank you so much, and see you next time.